Hi everybody, welcome to this edition of Tips and Techniques. I've got a fun project for us to do today. It's really easy and all it requires is a piece of chipboard and some ribbon. So we're going to take a look at some of these chipboard tags. If you're anything like me, you probably have a ton of ribbon and a ton of chipboard pieces. And so this is just a fun way to combine the two and create a softer fabric looking accent for your pages. So grab your chipboard and ribbon and let's go ahead and get started. I think that once you figure out how easy it is to make these fabric-looking embellishments, you're just going to want to make them all the time. They're so fun, and they really, I don't know, I just feel like they soften the pages that you're working with if you have a little bit of fabric on there. I created this sample just using this package of Making Memories ribbon. Well, you can see that. But as you can see, I just took pieces of each of the different ribbons that are included in the package. There are 6 ribbons. And I just simply wrapped them around a plain chipboard tag from Basic Gray that looked, obviously it was a different shape, but similar to this one. So what we're going to do today, the easiest way to start out if you aren't comfortable with matching your own ribbons and making sure that you have something where they're all going to coordinate, is all kinds of ribbons are sold in sets these days. This is a fun set from Prima. Just browns and pinks, and they have put together 6 coordinating ribbon spools. They're all different patterns, but they all work together. So I'm going to use this for our project today, as well as this chipboard tag. This is actually from Maya Road, a great company that produces a lot of chipboard pieces, albums, tags, embellishments, you name it, they've got it. So I'll take my spools of ribbon off the fun little holder, and all we're going to do is take, if I can get the pins out of these ribbons, just going to undo the ribbon, and you don't want to take too much excess because you want to save it for other projects, obviously, but you want to have a long enough piece, and this tag will be a little bit easier since it's all one uniform size as opposed to the sample that I made that kind of gradually gets narrower at the top. So we're going to take pieces of the ribbon that are long enough to wrap around the front of the tag, and then just a little bit on the back too, so that you can secure it with some adhesive. So after I get these pieces all undone here, I'll set them off to the side. Take the first one I'm going to use, which will be this brown flowered one, and just kind of eyeball it. That looks like it'll give us, oh yeah, that'll give us more than enough to wrap around the back. So I'll just take my scissors, trim a little piece. Now, if you want to make this real easy, since you already have this piece cut, instead of having to measure each one individually, you can just grab all your ribbons together and then cut them all at once the same length, since again you're doing a tag that is uniform all the way down. And let's see, which ones don't I have? It's a little crazy. Maybe I shouldn't have undone them all at once. Okay, and here's our cut piece. Let's just lay that down on top to give us a pretty good idea of where to cut these, and just trim them all at once. Now we might end up needing more than the 6, but I'm just going to cut the 6 to begin with because I don't know exactly how much we'll need. Now that we have our ribbons cut, just kind of decide which order you'd like to put them in. Since there are so many that have more of a pink background, I think that I'll try and intersperse these brown ones in the middle there, just to break things up a little bit more. Now I'm simply going to take my adhesive, choose which side of the tag is the top if it's clearly marked, or whichever one you want to use as the top, and I'm just going to put a strip where I want to put the first ribbon, and simply lay it across the tag. Next strip, next ribbon. And just continue this until you have your whole tag covered. And then what we'll do is we'll wrap them around the back and adhere them to the back so that they'll be nice and tight on there and won't have any bubbles or anything on the top. And then after we wrap them on the back, I'll show you a little secret to make it look really neat. Not that it necessarily has to be neat, because you're probably going to lay it down on your page anyways, but now see, I've run out of ribbon, so I'll just pick this ribbon up again, the little diamond shaped one, cut a new piece so I can continue my pattern. Anyways, I'll show you a little technique to make the back of it really neat, and it'll help hold all of your loose ends in place. Now I'll probably need maybe 2 more here. Yep, we're going to need a little bit of a half of one here, so I'll just kind of overlap these a little bit. Now it looks a little messy right now, but I promise it'll look fun in just a minute. Now the easiest way to do this, just flip it over on the back, take your adhesive and run it vertically like this, all the way down, and then fold, probably have to do it one at a time, but fold all your ribbon pieces over on top. Make sure and pull them a little tight when you do that, just to make sure that they're on there snugly. And actually with this one, since it's only halfway on, I think I'm just going to trim around that one. Just because I don't think that it will fold over very neatly. Just cut it to the size of your tag. And this is kind of a tricky ribbon because it's embroidered, so it doesn't cut super cleanly, so I have to go back and touch it up a little bit. Now on the other side, where you have the adhesive, go ahead and do the same thing. Just fold them over, pulling them a little bit tight, so that when you flip it over, it'll look really neat and taut. And there you have a fun little fabric covered tag. I don't know if you can see that very well. Let me see if I can zoom in here for you so you can see it better. Now, the back looks kind of messy. And sometimes working with adhesive on chipboard is a little tricky because it doesn't always stick as well as you would like it to. So my solution to that, let me set this down here, is to just take a piece of cardstock, and of course you're not going to see it. See, there's one already popping up. I can also solve that by just putting a little more adhesive down. But I'm just going to take my scissors and cut a little piece of cardstock. Now I'm using a coordinating cardstock just because I can't help myself, but you can use whatever color you want because you're obviously not going to see it because it's on the back. Let me see how I did size-wise. I need to cut it a little bit smaller. And once you've got this cut, it's not perfect by any means, 2 more cuts and then we'll be good here. I'm just going to take my adhesive and run it all over the back of this cardstock, and then, let me see if I can get this positioned right here, adhere it to the back, which will hold all of those ribbons in place. And then you won't have to worry about them coming undone. And there is your fun fabric covered accent. Now if you want, you can put another little piece of cardstock over this with some journaling on it or your title, or just leave it like it is, put a little embellishment, a little heart or something on there, and it's just a darling accent for your pages. It uses up your ribbon stash and gives you something new to do with your chipboard. So So anyways, I hope you enjoyed learning how to do that, and I can't wait to see the pages you create. Have a great day. Thanks for watching.